what is actually mental health? It is so much, we talk about it so much in the recent years, but what is mental health and what are some of the issue of mental health? Tuan Haji, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Nalini, and hi to other speakers. I would like to share some slides today regard to these mental health issues. Okay, as a service provider in the drug addiction field, over the years we have gone through, deal with, and also do a lot of counseling hours with people who are affected due to substances abuse. Basically, the problem starts from, I think, the basic, which relates to the thinking, the feeling, and the behavior. These three cognitive triangle relates to one another, and any of these area that have disturbances will affect the others. So if you look at the cycle of chain reaction, facing any situation will come thinking or thoughts, and from thoughts will also affect emotion, and thus emotion also will lead to behavior, and this cycle can be vice versa, or it can start from thoughts, or it even can start from emotion to the thoughts to the behavior and create the situation. So these are the basic fundamentals. And also talking with regard to in isolation. In isolation, not only during this COVID pandemic, a person can be in a crowd, but yet emotionally he can be isolated. Thus, if you look, the feeling of loneliness, the feeling of emptiness, and the feeling of boredom can happen. And these are much more severe, especially during the recent MCO, where social movement are restricted, and a person, especially students, young people, they have to be in isolation. And sometimes not awareing that this will or might lead to negative mental tripping. And sometimes this tripping of the mental hallucination or thinking can be as bad as it appear to be helpless. And also it can be also seen that affect the mood, loss of interest, and the person will feel irritable, and can lead to lack of concentration, loss of focus, and even in extreme cases, it can lead to lack of sleep, loss of appetite, and also lead to fatigue or physical fitness. And this will also lead to loss of intimacy. In extreme cases, we have dealt with many that has undergone all these phenomena, and they don't know any other way as escapism and seek instant gratification. Some go to drugs, some go to alcohol or other substances to basically get rid of these feelings. And here again, if you look at the fundamental, a person is what they think. And these are some of the suggested means and ways to overcome depression. First and foremost is to accept whatever advocacy, and accepting this situation is only a temporary situation. And this is also important to be aware of emotion. Some negative emotion can be toxic, which means it can lead to some other complication, and it can even lead to negative behaviors. And one of the easier way is to overcome depression is by changing your state of physiology, which means if you feel bored, if you feel stressful, if you feel that you are going into a depression, if you're lying down, for instance, just get up. Or if you feel bored in a room, just go out from the room. And even in some cases where it's possible, do some physical activities. And here are also some easy ways to overcome depression is because whether we realize or not, inside our head, there's a lot of self-talk going on. It's like we are hearing voices, we are seeing visual. It's like we are talking to ourselves. And this mental state can be changed, and this can be controlled if we are really aware of it. And in some cases where it's required, we need to reach out. And nowadays there are many ways, there are many methods of reaching out with social media, with the web, and so many other ways. Even though physically we might be distanced, but socially we can still be connected. And it's also important, in order to avoid depression or to overcome depression, is to have a hobby. Even in some cases, by having a pet might help. Some might have their favorite pets, either a cat or a dog or whatever. And again, through our experience, we found out that a lot of people who abuse substances is due to mental depression. And by doing drugs or by taking drugs, this will immediately elevate whatever depression, and the individual tend to like this instant gratification or short-term problem solving. And
Sorry, Tuan Haji. Sorry, Tuan Haji. Sorry to interrupt you. I think we are not live on FB.
oh, we are
It
not
is not live, yeah.
from the back end to perhaps see on this. They are working on it. While I meanwhile I will
Okay.
continue just to finish a bit more.
Sorry to interrupt. Okay.
All right.
All right, sure.
Okay. Here again, if we talk about mental wellness, I think it's important to be aware of our different feelings, the intensity of the emotion, and especially when we are in isolation or loneliness, because we human are basically social creatures, and we need to be created, we need to be associated with one another. And your emotional wellness also will relate to feelings that are bottled up, and especially when it becomes toxic. And we must not allow ourselves to be victim of the mind or this toxic thinking that lead to depression, anxiety, stress, and even in severe cases into mental disorder. Because we have treated thousands of people with mental disorder due to substance abuse or due to acute depression. These are some of the means, ways, tips to overcome mental, to maintain mental wellness. And last but not least, I would like to suggest to students especially to practice mental fitness. It's not only physical fitness, but mental also need to be fitness, and this can be obtained the natural way, which is one, to have some physical activities, because with exercise, with games, with sports, you will gain the natural hormone of or gland of endorphin in the brain, and this will make you feel good. And same also, having an achievement, reaching a goal or a target will create a wonderful feeling that will also give some dopamine. And many does not realize that by helping others and by taking responsibility will lead into self fulfillment, and this naturally will produce serotonin to the person, which will also helps in the mental wellness. And it's good to do a lot of act of kindness, encourage others, care for others, action of generosity, and being compassion with other people, because naturally this will produce oxytocin, and this will automatically or naturally will also assist in the well-being of the mental health. And also at the same time, it's also important that our body need to produce cortisol, a chemical that will manage stress, emotion, and challenges. So to me, mental well-being or mental health is a choice. The emotion that you want to choose, the thinking that you prefer to choose, or even the action or not action that you intend to take. So that's all. My presentation, just a short one.